Comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out. It's a Christmas morning again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the line. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. 'Cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
And now, let me introduce you to your host of this holiday special, the Prime Minister, Luke Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the 4th Annual W.A.R Staff Christmas Party right here on the Spreaker Web Radio Network and WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. My name is the Grime Minister, Luke Force, and for all of you, I just want to first off start this by saying Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you have a wonderful 2017 as we are just down to the last few days of the year. Listen, guys, for all of you that have followed our programming and followed our many shows, whether it be War Weekly, Vintage Update, the War Super Shows, or even our newest program, the Run-In Show, you're aware of the fact that I had made an announcement about 6 months ago that I would be taking a hiatus and stepping aside as an on-air personality for Wrestling Audio Revolution for the foreseeable future. My wife was just about to welcome our first child into the world. Baby Freya is here now. She is about almost a half a year old, believe it or not, 5.5 months, and she is an absolute joy, just a wonderful baby. It's so beautiful and so happy, and has made me so happy and made my wife so happy. So, I mean, life on my end has been excellent. Of course, I've missed all of you. I've missed doing these programs. And I got a call about a month ago from the guys saying, we know you're busy, we know you have a lot of new responsibilities, and we appreciate all that, but we just wanted to put the invitation, put the offer on the table for you to return, if you're willing, to host the 4th Annual W.A.R Staff Christmas Party, the same way that I have done over the past 3 years before this. So, I mean, I really didn't have to think about it too long. I knew it might be a little complicated, but no matter what was going on in the personal life or the work life or the professional life or the family life, I knew that I had to return. It was my destiny. Nothing has been more fun than hosting these shows at Offensive Studios with all of the guests that are in attendance, with all of the singing. I love to do that as well, singing the carols. Having a bit of eggnog, hanging out. Last year we had Shotgun Shan in the DJ booth. Sean Cunningham always supplies us with a lot of audio. So it was always such a great thing. And ever since the first year we did it, it's been something very special and very magical. So what you don't know is that those shows are often taped, not live, but about a week before Christmas. And as I come to you right now, it is the Saturday before Christmas Eve. And the weather, for those of us in the Toronto area, is atrocious. And they're saying it's only going to get worse. It's snowing like crazy right now. And we're supposed to get rain tonight that's going to turn into freezing rain. And for us that are going to have to travel back, because I live about, an hour east outside of Toronto, Shotgun Shan, about an hour and a half outside of Toronto. For us, having to drive home at night, it was going to be pretty scary. And we also got some concern from a lot of our guests that were going to be in attendance that they probably weren't going to be able to make it. So we had everything set up to go tonight, and we had all the decorations. We had the place ready to go. It was rented, and the sound system was there. The sound man was there. Everything was perfect except for this weather, this awful, extreme winter weather that has started quite early this year, which makes me a little nervous for the rest of the winter, but I digress. So we had to make a decision. We had to make a mature adult decision. I have a child now as well. My life was much more important. My wife was much more important to me. Her, peace of mind, knowing that I wasn't going to be driving home in the freezing rain, was more important to me. And my daughter having a father, obviously, was the most important to me. So we did decide that it was not going to happen. It wasn't going to be possible. I am at home in my little home studio here. I'm in the deepest parts of the boiler room, you could say, because sound quality-wise, audio-wise, It's going to be a little tricky to be anywhere else in the house right now, just because, again, the baby's making all kinds of noises, not just actually more excited and happy noises than sad noises or screaming or anything like that. But it just wasn't going to be clear audio, let's put it that way. So this was really the only place I could do it. So if you hear some interesting ambiance or some cars driving by outside or anything like that, that's why. But it looks like it's going to be a party of one tonight, in the flesh, in the physical sense. And this is going to be a party with all of you at home. All of you listening on the Spreaker Web Radio Network, all of you listening at our website, WrestlingAudioRevolution.com, or on YouTube, or wherever we have come to your attention. We're so glad that you're here. And the last 3 years of this work staff Christmas party have just been an absolute ball, like I said. So I think it's only fitting that we sit back, have a little drink, and go back in time, listen to some of the great moments of the past 3 years and the WAR staff Christmas parties. For all of you that know my dear friend Sean Cunningham, the commissioner, who was the man that I started Wrestling Audio Revolution with back in 2008, with us wrestling fans especially, growing up in the 80s. There's that nostalgia for Christmas time and wrestling. It all just goes hand in hand in some way. So I think right now, the very first clip that we should play as we go back and reminisce and relive some of the great moments of WAR staff Christmas parties over the past 3 years. You know the story about Sean Cunningham when he was a child, that wrestling-inspired gift that he was given, that he has mentioned a few times on these specials and on other WAR programming. So right now, why don't we go back to the very first WAR staff Christmas party and hear Sean Cunningham talk about the wrestling-inspired gift that he was given as a young child. Let's go to that right now.
Yeah, I went one year, every year until I was about 15. We would open gifts at home, and then we'd go to my grandparents in downtown Toronto. I lived about 30 minutes outside of downtown Toronto, and every year we'd go there, in the afternoon and have, an early dinner and open gifts with all of my cousins and that. And I was, let's see if I can do the math quickly, I was 9 years old. This is 1986. And my aunt and uncle buy me what I assume was nothing more than a wrestling magazine. I was super, super excited just that it was a wrestling magazine. I think it was one of the Pro Wrestling Illustrated or something along those lines. And I wish, looking back on it now, I would have kept it in more pristine condition than I did. Back when you're 8, you don't think about those things. But I didn't. Somebody had to point out to me on the front that there was a taped ticket to the Boxing Day show the following day at Maple Leaf Gardens. And so the day after Christmas, I went to see Hulk Hogan against Kamala in a no disqualification match at Maple Leaf Gardens.
They ran a show on Boxing Day.
Boxing Day, Maple Leaf Gardens would run Boxing Day basically until the early 90s. They would run on Boxing Day.
Those were the days, man. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, and you had Hulk Hogan would always be on those shows.
I just wanted to take this moment to let all of you know that starting the week of the Tokyo Dome show from New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is January the 4th, I will be debuting my new monthly podcast. Yes, I'm dipping my feet back in the water in the podcast game. And it will be a strictly New Japan podcast. And the name of this podcast will be The New Japanophile, because I am the New Japanophile. If you look up the definition of Japanophile, you will see a picture of Luke Force. And this year we're really, I think, going to be treated to another great card, whether you're talking about Hiromu Takahashi, formerly Kamatachi, returning to New Japan to take on Kushida. I love Takahashi. Not Yujiro, but definitely Hiromu. I love Takahashi, and love his punk rock ring jacket. The guy is so crisp in the ring. He's got that Eddie Guerrero, Dynamite Kid, Chris Benoit, kind of explosive, vicious, but still undersized kind of thing going on. And I think that match is going to be an absolute barn burner. A lot of the stuff that I've seen on the road to Tokyo Dome shows have really been building that match nicely, and a lot of the other matches on the show. Naito versus Tanahashi for the Intercontinental. I thought they've done a great job really building that up. And, of course, the main event, Kenny Omega taking on Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Kenny Omega winning the G1 this year with 2 incredible back-to-back performances against Naito and Goto. So this year's show, I think, is going to be really something special. Now, 2 years ago was the debut of the War Staff Christmas Party by Shotgun Shan. And Shotgun Shan really taken on a bigger role over the last 2 years, and a very big role now, really, as the voice of Wrestling Audio Revolution. But 2 years ago, he was really just starting off with us as an on-air personality, and this was right before Wrestle Kingdom 9, which was a very legendary show when you look at it now, not just from the fact that the matches were incredible and may have featured the 2 best matches back-to-back ever on a pay-per-view when you look at the Kota Ibushi versus Nakamura match and then followed by the Tanahashi versus Okada match. But also the fact that this was going to be broadcast live in North America on pay-per-view with Jim Ross and Matt Stryker as the commentators. So when we were talking 2 years ago here on the War Staff Christmas Party and Shotgun Shan was making his debut, we were doing a little bit of a preview for this show, which we were both very excited about. So why don't we go back right now to the second War Staff Christmas Party and hear what me and Shotgun Shan thought 2 weeks away from Wrestle Kingdom 9, which was a very anticipated event for all of us here in North America. So let's listen to that right now, and we'll be back with more right here on the 4th Annual War Staff Christmas Party.
Am I wrong when I say that Tanahashi is the man that John Cena wishes he could be?
You are right. You are right. As far as universal appeal and being, you don't see the kind of outpouring of love that you see with Tanahashi. You don't see that very often. And so, yeah, you know what? You're right. That's like, he's like John Cena without the half of the crowd that's yelling Cena sucks.
Exactly, because I talked to you about that post-match thing, and now you've seen it. Like, the guys that would be like, Cena sucks, they loved him, and they're taking pictures with him, and they're patting him on the back. The guy's a world-class worker. There's no doubt about it. And he's a different kind of worker in Japan because he was all, like, his influences are the American wrestlers. In case you didn't, like, figure that out by watching him. Like, I mean, his favorite wrestlers are Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Dynamite Kid, you know what I mean? That's who he sort of molded everything after. Eddie Guerrero, obviously. And he's a perfect blend of all those wrestlers. And it's just unbelievable in this day and age for any babyface that's being a true babyface, not a badass, you know, Steve Austin babyface, but a true babyface, a nice guy who plays by the rules but can still kick ass and still have a great match. That, like, is so rare in today's world.
I agree with you.
Those are the guys that people turn on, and they don't do it with him.
Yeah, and you know that's exactly it. They don't turn on him. They seem to love what he's doing. And he has you don't see universal appeal very often. You might see a certain level of appeal where the majority of the crowd's there with you, but that was universal appeal, and it doesn't seem to have gone away. It doesn't seem like he's the kind of guy they're going to get tired of, because even when you go past the character and how the character relates, you have what he does in the ring. So it was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, and just the way that he would go and he would hug every single girl.
Yeah.
He would hug every woman, like older woman. He would, you know, give a handshake to every single guy. If he missed somebody, he'd walk back and get them. He would hold the kid and walk around the ring with the kid. We are on the road now to Tokyo Dome, Shan, and the announcement was made this past week. The color man for Wrestle Kingdom 9, sitting there at ringside beside Jim Ross, will be Matt Stryker. There really is a lot of hype, man, going into this show. It's an exciting time because you've got the Young Bucks versus the Hooligans versus Red Dragon versus Time Splitters. You've got Tetsuya Naito versus AJ Styles. You've got Kota Ibushi versus Nakamura. And you have Tanahashi versus Okada. Any one of those 4 matches not only could be match of the night, but match of the year. And it's very rare on any show where you have 4 different matches where you're like, okay, any one of these could be the match of the night. And these guys are all going in there to steal the spotlight when the standard is extremely high on this night. This is the biggest night of the year for these wrestlers. So essentially you have the greatest wrestlers in the world, and I mean both the American, the North American talent, and the Japanese talent. I think this is the best roster in the world. It's an all-star roster of guys in their primes on the biggest night of the year for them, with the best commentators, the biggest pyro and stage. They have that long ramp, and it's more like a rock concert than anything. And they're going to have at least four matches that are going to be absolute show stealers. And then I didn't even mention stuff like, Ishii versus Makabe. You've got like Minoru Suzuki versus Sakuraba. They're doing the UWFI rules match. This is like an MMA style match. It can only be ended, no pins, no time limit, only by knockout or submission or referee stoppage. Again, you've got like Kenny Omega versus Taguchi for the IWGP Junior title, and it's going to be Kenny Omega's big coming out party, and he's going to take that belt, I predict. You've got stuff like Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows versus Shibata and Goto for the IWGP titles. Most people definitely predicting that Shibata and Goto will be winning those titles. And, there's just, the undercard is great. And then you take those four matches that are going to be unbelievable.
All I can say is, the way that we're heading into December now, or heading out of December now, is such a radical change from where we were 6 months ago when I was, sitting around watching a lot of lackluster wrestling. Let's say skimming a lot of lackluster wrestling and basically feeling unenthusiastic about things. This is a really fun and exciting time, really. Just with the injection of the New Japan product now becoming more centered towards North Americans, at least through their new promotions, with Jeff Jarrett's promotion, and with the rise of NXT to being sort of setting the bar now for what the quality is on WWE. So for me, it's a very different situation, and I'm really happy to see so much happening. Whether it can be maintained into the new year, let's hope. Let's just hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time now that we play a few clips that actually predate the War Staff Christmas parties. This first one, which was in Offensive Studios for a little show called Force Feed Live, when we were paid a very special visit by none other than the big man himself.
What was that, Jim? Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that? What was that shit? Sounds like it's coming from the chimney. What the fuck?
Merry Christmas!
Santa? Santa, is that you?
Merry Christmas to everyone here in the force field. Is there some good little boys in the crowd today?
Oh, we're all good.
New force. Much better than that Arda Ocal, I hope.
Oh, totally.
Ho, ho, ho! Greasy bastard!
Santa, I gotta ask you something.
What's that, New Force?
I've written you a lot of letters over the years, and I've, requested many times that you make my show more popular.
There's really no such thing as a Christmas miracle. But don't you worry, because Santa is just like Vince McMahon.
How so?
I only promise opportunity, and I'm setting you up in all of the right positions to make sure this show is a huge success. Ho, ho, ho!
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Oh, but let me ask you something, Luke Force.
Anything. Ask it.
How come you haven't been eating cookies over the last 3 years?
Well, I don't really... Cookies get eaten pretty fast around here. I gotta be honest with you, Santa.
Well, you are quite the pothead.
That's true.
It's been great seeing all of you here in the force field. And Luke Force, you just keep being a good little boy, and maybe next year the show will be #1. Merry Christmas, everyone! Force Feed Live is Santa Claus's favorite show, and Mrs. Claus gets wet when she listens to Luke Force talk.
Come Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. You come around when the chimes ring out, it's a Christmas morning again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the line. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. 'Cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Now, this second clip that we're going to play, which actually predates the War Staff Christmas Party as well, is from a Christmas special that we did when we were still recording the programs from Mike Pignatero's home studio in Parkdale. And this one featuring none other than Mike Pignatero, Isaac Coney Funk Meadows, Sean Cunningham, and myself singing a song that has been played many times over the years and on many of the War Staff Christmas parties. Yes, this is the 12 Days of Wrestling. Sean Cunningham, Luke Force, Mike Pignatero, and Coney Funk.
On the first day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me some somas not prescribed to me. On the second day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 2 vials of juice and some somas not prescribed to me. On the third day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice and some somas not prescribed to me. On the fourth day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the fifth day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the sixth day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the seventh day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 7 dirty divas, 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the 8th day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 8 ref bumps, 7 dirty divas, 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the 9th day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 9 overbookings, 8 ref bumps, 7 dirty divas, 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the 10th day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 10 luchadors, 9 overbookings, 8 ref bumps, 7 dirty divas, 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the 11th day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 11 Hardy charges, 10 luchadors, 9 overbookings, 8 ref bumps, 7 dirty divas, 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me. On the 12th day of wrestling, the McMahons gave to me 12 pay-per-views, 11 Hardy charges, 10 luchadors, 9 overbookings, 8 ref bumps, 7 dirty divas, 6-sided rings, 5 golden belts, 4 dead Michael Coles, 3 title shots, 2 vials of juice, and some somas not prescribed to me.
Now, the War Staff Christmas parties have been known for music and live entertainment just as much as they've been known for Wrestle Talk Radio. Here I am during the second War Staff Christmas party, singing the Christmas song.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, the Grime Minister, Luke Force.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows tofurkey and some mistletoe help to make the season tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. night. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways,
Last year, during the 3rd Annual W.A.R. Staff Christmas Party, Fedcast debuted with a review of Santa with Muscles starring Hulk Hogan. Right now, let's listen to an exclusive all-new audio from Fedcast provided for this very show, entitled The WWE vs. Christmas.
Happy holidays, everybody. So we are doing our segment for, I don't even know what it's called, so probably should have done some research beforehand because I don't do things like that, but if you've ever listened to the show, you know that. So, we are Fedcast. Here's our Christmas spectacular. So, without further ado, we were supposed to do that
Merry
too.
Christmas!
You could have helped me a little bit with that.
I want to
No,
let you suffer.
as per usual, you just let me fucking ramble. Yeah.
To answer your question,
So-
it's for the War Xmas Christmas party, or Xmas
You
party.
can't even say it either.
But
So,
yes,
this is what we do.
we did it last year.
Yep.
And for some unknown reason, they've invited us back.
I feel like they just have a death wish. I don't know. Like, we're just gonna...
With our dog and pony show
Yeah, I
nonsense.
know. This dumbassness.
Last year,
Yes.
we presented you with the great, cinematic, beautifulness that is Santa with Muscles.
Abortion. You know.
So this time around,
Yes.
we're not going to do another movie.
No. Although, I wish we had.
Luke was kind enough to ask me, and I to come on here, so I had to think something quickly.
Yes.
And oddly, when you think Christmas, you have to think the WWE.
You kinda
It's
do.
weird.
Yeah.
To the point where doing research for this, because this is what this is basically a quick history of the WWE and the holidays.
Yeah.
They put out a DVD.
They have.
Recently, in the last couple years.
Yes.
It's called WWE Ring in the Holiday.
Yes.
It is hosted by good old Saint Mick himself, Mick Foley,
Of
and his
course
daughter
it is.
Noelle Foley.
Yes.
Named after Joyous Noel.
Exactly.
And you need to see this thing.
You sent me a picture of it, like, literally right after you said we were going to do this. And all I said to you was, I need it now. Because I want this. This is ridiculous.
It has things like Mankind fighting Santa Claus in a boiler room brawl.
Which is ironic, if nothing else.
It's got a couple of Miracle on 34th Street fights.
Well, Christ, they did that almost every year for a long-ass time.
There's things like Good Santa versus Bad Santa, which was Mark Henry versus Damian Sandow.
Yeah, I remember that.
Christmas Peasant on a Pole match with Dolph Ziggler and Fandango.
Oh, God, that was when they were doing... Yeah, I remember that. Oh, Jesus, they did that.
And several other things, different vignettes as well, I believe. They have that thing where Alberto Del Rio ran.
I was just about to say, do they have ADR fucking running over Santa Claus?
Like, it wasn't my fault, I didn't mean to kill Santa.
I didn't mean to kill Santa, and Santa, like, did the fucking thumbs up on the stretcher. WWE's a weird place, man.
And every year, before Christmas, when there's a Raw, they have that setup. They did it last night.
Yep.
You know?
They have the Christmas trees, multiple presents underneath all the trees, and
I'm actually shocked they didn't do anything for Christmas. Like
honestly,
a Miracle on 34th Street fight again.
Honestly, it's probably because they don't have anyone on Raw that could participate in that would make it make sense. Like, they've done John Cena, 30 times at this point, because he's the dumbass character.
That time when he fucking, he opened up a present with a steel chair?
Yeah. Or the bowling ball that he slowly rolled down the fucking aisle that eventually hit, I can't even remember who in the nuts.
I think it was Alberto
Was
Del
it
Rio.
ADR? It probably was.
Because the whole thing
Avenging
was...
Santa, maybe?
Yeah, it was ADR in the back, and this was back when he was a good guy. So I swear, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, it really didn't make any sense because he was the heel
cut
for
to
that
John
moment.
Cena going, I must defend the honor of Father Christmas.
Yeah, of jolly old Saint Nick. I'm just going to go kill this guy for him.
Yeah. Of course... Santa Claus getting stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, but that was a constant thing. Like, I believe Santa has taken more than one stunner in his lifetime. Yeah.
There was, Big Show with Santa attributed to the troops a couple times, I believe.
And on Raw once. Because we had that running joke where he was Santa Claus one, and then, a week later, he was Baby New Year in the diaper. Because
He's played Santa, again, another thing is, like we did last year, Santa with Muscles, there has been... correlation between wrestlers in movies as Santa Claus.
Oh, absolutely.
There was Hulk Hogan infamously as Santa Claus in Santa with Muscles.
Yeah.
There is a horror film called Santa's Sleigh.
Goldberg.
Starring Bill
Goldberg.
William Goldberg as Santa Claus, which is great.
Yeah.
Straight up murdering people as Santa Claus.
Not the first movie where that's happened, by the way.
No. But it's Bill Goldberg, so that's awesome.
Yeah, you also have to remember, WWE's put out 2 Christmas movies.
With The Miz. Christmas Bounty and Santa's Little Helper.
Uh-huh.
Both of which I believe we've threatened to watch, and I'm sure one day we will.
One day we have to do it. I'm surprised we actually didn't do it this year. I am really surprised.
And then speaking of Big Show, he was a Santa in a room full of Santas.
Yeah, he was.
This cinematic brilliance of Jingle All the Way.
Abortion. I know people love Jingle All the Way. I don't. It's not my bag. But yeah, and I mean, WWE does a lot at Christmas time. It's kind of nuts.
They've had Christmas songs.
Yeah,
I think we've played it on this show.
We have, and tribute to the troops. Every Christmas, they go out there to to Afghanistan or where they is that where they're stationed now?
They do different ones
wherever the hell they're stationed.
They go to a station and
and then they put on a show Vince McMahon must be a closeted Christmas fan, or not so much closeted because he kind of puts it out there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, they're big on the Christmas shit, man. It's everywhere.
I mean, you have Mick Foley,
who is Father Christmas. Yeah. Let's face it.
We've said it again on the show before. He has a room. You can see it on. You can see it on Holy Foley.
Yeah, he is dedicated to Christmas.
Hasn't he done
Christmas.
A documentary about Santa Claus?
He has. The guys who are the mall Santas and what they do when it's off season. What the fake Santas do. It's kind of nuts. I've never seen it because personally I'm not all that interested in fake Santas. But hey, if you are, that sounds like something you might want to check out because. If anyone's going to love that subject, it's Mick Foley.
Yeah. Like I said, famously, these matches, these... I'm a sucker for a Singapore candy cane.
Yeah, it's I don't even know how to explain it. As much as you want to complain and be well, this is stupid, this is not legitimate, this is not wrestling, and this is dumb, you want to be a jaded prick. But when you see John Cena open up a gift and it's a steel chair, you can't help but smile. Even though it's stupid.
Or seeing an jolly old Saint Nick just roll into the ring go, oh, Stone Cold, oh, God.
Exactly. It's shit like that. It's dumb, but you're just I love it anyway because it's ridiculous. And that's what WWE and Christmas is. So, I don't know. I kind of love it. And
they tour a bunch during the holidays, of course.
And again, I'm kind of pissed off we didn't have that kind of, the Christmas... Although we could have it on SmackDown because there are funnier characters, right? Because, we do have SmackDown coming up. Where that could happen.
You've said before, not just WWE, there's been stuff in WCW,
yes.
There's been stuff in ECW, Santa Claus.
Yep, Santa Claus.
Balls Mahoney.
As an angry Santa.
Just seeing here with Tajiri Claus versus Bubba Claus.
Yeah,
how many? Yeah, that's another thing. How many Claus? Good, like I said, good Santa Claus versus evil Santa Claus. Yeah. How many of those have happened?
I don't know. Well, there was also this past week's episode of our regular show. Our wrestler of the week was the Christmas creature, which was Glenn Jacobs, good old Kane, dressed up as basically a giant Christmas gremlin. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was a thing. But
Of course, all the divas when they did.
Oh, when they were sex objects and they were the what was it, the Santa's little helper or something like that? Yeah, where it's just basically, we're going to have a divas match, but really it's just an excuse to have them in sexy elf costumes.
And little Santa outfits.
Which, considering none of them could wrestle, I'm okay with it. You know, the matches weren't worth watching anyway, so at least, eye candy.
Yeah.
I
think, what was it, a few years ago, not too long ago, there was Bray, again, speaking on the Miracle on 34th Street fights, Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt
did it, yeah. Proving once and for all that WWE really doesn't give a shit about their characters at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because what the hell would Bray Wyatt have anything to do with this? And it was kind of the same going back to the whole thing where ADR tried to flat out murder Santa, but he was a face, It doesn't matter at that point. Because it's just Christmas, right? It's for fun, right?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
It is.
That in this holiday season, that you think of WWE.
But it's true. They're so Christmas-oriented, which is kind of nuts. It doesn't make sense. This company...
Well, doesn't it? Because it's surrounded by... I mean, they always say, famously, that Christmas is for kids.
Yes.
And WWE...
Now and then, but remember, they still, even in the Attitude Era, which is the coveted wrestling time period, they still were very Christmas-oriented. They still did a lot of Christmas stuff. Like, again, I'm telling you right now, Vince is a big Christmas fan. Either that or he somehow sees money in it, but I can't imagine how. Because there's no way the ratings go up at Christmas time.
Well, you obviously, famously, you have funny comedy wrestlers selling stuff on Shop Zone.
Well, that I could see,
Santino Marella, now the new ones are Zoe and Cass. Like, hey, check it out, Christmas time, you can buy this.
I mean, there is that, but I mean, it just seems odd how obsessed with Christmas Vince seems to be, because every year, never fail, it's a somewhat of, well, except for this year, oddly enough, there's a very Christmas-themed episode. But not so much this year, which is kind of weird.
Well, I think it's because it's so far from Christmas.
I guess,
because Christmas is on a weekend.
That's true,
Next year, Christmas is on a Monday.
Oh, Jesus.
So...
It's gonna be pre-taped, first of all, and it'll be Christmas heavy. There will be nothing on this show.
Yeah.
But it'll be entertaining, if nothing else,
Yeah. So... That's it.
Yeah.
We just wanted to do. We were just invited. A quick bit,
just to throw something out there, and I think,
and I think it's important to bring into attention that, for some odd reason, maybe wrestling in general, but WWE, and the holidays, Christmas in general,
they kind of fit together like a glove, and it's kind of odd.
Yeah,
that's what we're getting at, basically.
So, for our quick bit here, obviously, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely, to you and your family.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
Whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays, I guess.
Happy holidays, I do believe is the
Merry Festivus.
Yeah, Merry Festivus to those Grinches out there.
Exactly.
So we want to say happy holidays to everyone out there.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays to the War Boys, Luke, John, Shotgun Chan. Them and their families.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having this.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us onto it. Thanks for talking about us. Thanks for all this. So,
because we do want to mention, seriously.
Yeah.
This show exists because these guys help us out.
Yes. We're still doing this because they said to other people, hey, you should check it out. So, we can't thank them enough. So we're always honored when they ask us to do things like this.
We hope it wasn't too terrible.
Yeah, we hope you were able to sit through it. We kept our own personal politics out of this, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it and not hate us immediately like you do on our real show. So there you go.
We got to keep life and fluffy at the X's party.
Yes, of course.
So again, big ups to those guys for having us on.
Absolutely.
We hope that we've brought to attention this weird...
Yeah, if nothing else, what we're trying to get out there is...
Weird connection between the WWF/E and Christmas time.
What we're trying to get is everybody go to the vastness of YouTube and just enjoy the WWF Christmas. You will not be sorry. That's all I can say this holiday season.
Vignettes,
yes.
Song and dance numbers.
Yes. You can see Santa Claus get hit by a car. That's a thing. It's worth it.
Yeah. So for this?
Yes.
For this holiday season?
For the holiday season?
You were Steve.
You were Justin.
That was Fedcast.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Earlier in the show, we heard Sean Cunningham's memories of getting tickets to a Boxing Day Maple Leaf Gardens wrestling event by the WWF. Much like Bob and Doug McKenzie said, Boxing Day is Wrestling Day. But what are some other memories of our childhood and some of our wrestling-inspired gifts? During the first annual War Staff Christmas party, we talk to Dangy, a.k.a. Jeremy Mazurkovich, and his brother Mean Matt Mazurkovich about some of their early childhood memories involving Christmas and wrestling.
Well, I remember, I think I was 12 or 13. I might have got, it was like 4 figurines. It was The Rock, when he was Rocky Maivia, British Bulldog, Undertaker, Owen Hart, and Brett. Yeah, I was a little bit, like, fascinated on how ugly they made Owen look.
Yeah, no, I remember the one you're talking about. Like, I don't remember the name of the company offhand. I don't want to say Hasbro because I think that's right. I don't think they've ever been with Hasbro, but no, I remember the one you're talking about. They were like the big standalone ones, and they were very stiff, right? They were like action figures almost.
Did the arms and the legs move, Matt?
Yeah, they did. The only back and forth though.
I think we got one of the wrestling rings one year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we got that when they came out with the second series, when they had like the little ones that kind of had like the arms that went back and forth. And,
yeah, we were talking about those, yep.
Yeah, so I think we had like Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Big Boss Man.
Were those the ones that you could get them to do a function, like you'd push Ultimate Warrior down, like his shoulders down, and then he'd do like a little pogo jump in the air or something?
Yep, we had that one.
Okay, yeah, okay, I remember seeing those too.
Or the Brutus Beefcake, like his arm goes back like a fucking bazooka, and then he flies forward with a punch.
Yep.
That's the ones. Okay, good. Yeah, those ones were, a lot of people preferred those to the bouncing rubber ones, but myself, I always felt like the bouncing rubber ones, they bumped better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had some of those as well. I think it was a little bit before Matt's time, but I definitely got a hold of some of those. The tag team of the British Bulldogs, Macho Man.
So what is the plan with you for the holiday season, my man?
Just chilling in Baltimore for a bit, man. So if you're kicking around, let me know.
Come Santa Claus, ride down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out, it's a Christmas morning again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the line. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. 'Cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
2 years ago, during the second annual War Staff Christmas party, we saw the addition of the Whammy Awards. Here is the Whammy for 2015 Performer of the Year, as heard last year on the third annual War Staff Christmas party.
It's time that we give away our final Whammy for the 2015 Performer of the Year, and the nominees are Pentagon Jr., Triple A and Lucha Underground, Shinsuke Nakamura, Yow! New Japan Pro Wrestling, AJ Styles, Get Well, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor, Seth Rollins, WWE, Hiroshi Tanahashi, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kevin Owens, WWE, Bayley, NXT, John Cena, WWE, and Tetsuya Naito, New Japan Pro Wrestling. And the winner for the 2015 Performer of the Year. There's a lot of good names on that ballot, folks. But the votes have been calculated, and the votes don't lie. The winner is, for 2015... Oh, shit. Yo, Shan's going to be so happy about this one. This one, I didn't see this coming. Wow. That's a little bit of a sleeper. This is a very interesting news, and I guess you guys are wondering who this might be. This is real. I'm just looking. Yeah, this is real. The winner for the 2015 Performer of the Year, the War Insider himself, Tetsuya Naito. Naito wins Performer of the Year. He gets the whammy. Now, Naito could have been here tonight, but in Japanese, which I did translate, it pretty much...
Shotgun Shan has provided us with many entertaining moments ever since his debut 2 years ago on the second annual War Staff Christmas Party. But none more entertaining and none more informative than last year when he was serving as the DJ, cutting up all those great Christmas records, and he was able to get this interview with Sal Balomo.
Hey everybody, Shotgun Shan back. I am so glad that I got a chance to pop out of the DJ booth for a minute. I actually spied this gentleman and not too far from my booth, shaking it on the dance floor with a couple of lovely-looking young ladies. And he is one of our brand-new correspondents. You may have heard him last week, Mr. Salvatore Balomo, with his true wrestling history. Sal, can you come here for a sec?
Oh, no, don't.
No, seriously, come on, Sal.
You know, I'm just here to party. Nobody really cares, do they?
Yeah, people do. People want to hear it. Come on.
All right.
So listen, Sal, give us a quick story. I know you're busy, but just give us a quick story, a little tidbit. Much like, last week you dazzled us with some of your stories of the beginning of Hulkamania. Give us a little bit more of your true wrestling history.
All right, this is a quick one. Back then, Vince was trying to set up WrestleMania and he wanted to do a big tag team main event. This was before Mr. T came in, and he was still looking for a partner for Hulk Hogan. And I says, who you going to pick, Vinny? And Vinny gets this big, stupid smile on his face like he's just figured out a Rubik's Cube or something. And he goes, Hulk Hogan, his tag team partner is going to be Gene Wilder. I'm like, Gene Wilder? Like from Young Frankenstein? He says, yeah, Gene Wilder. I says, Gene Wilder's neck is thinner than a stack of dimes, Vince. What the hell are you going to do? Put him in a wrestling ring. Vince looks at me with a stupid look on his face. He goes, he's got a good head of hair. I thought he would look good next to Hogan. Now, keep in mind, this is back when Hogan had all his hair. Not like within about 2 years after this point, he looked as though a rat had chewed his hairline down to a nub. So Vince is deciding he's going to put Gene Wilder in with Hulk Hogan to go up against Orndorff and Piper. And I says, Vinny, what are you, ding-dong? And Vinny says, yeah, I guess I'm a ding-dong, Sal. So anyway, I talk him into putting Mr. T in the match. You know how it all works out. Great main event for WrestleMania, but it's the main event that almost wasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, that's more true wrestling history, and I'm Salvatore Balomo.
Thanks, Sal. Hey, get back out there to the ladies on the dance floor. I know that they can't stand you being gone for long. Guys, I hope the party just keeps going. I think we're going to go on into an after party at this point. I don't think anybody's leaving. But if I don't get back on here again to say something else, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas not only to all of our listeners, but to all the people I work with, Luke Force, Sean Cunningham, Ernest Matthews, all the guys at Fedcast, everybody out there. A Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, whatever your faith or lack of faith may be. Just have a great time, be safe, and take care. And we'll see you in the new.
There have been many great moments over the past 4 years during our War Staff Christmas parties, but none that I am more personally proud of than this clip, which we will play in full. The reunion between Mike Pignataro, Coney Funk, Isaac Meadows, Sean Cunningham, and Luke Force after many years of public and well-documented turmoil.
Sean Cunningham, you still there, Sean?
I am still here with you, sir.
AKA the War Originals. It started with us, and it has come full circle here. I was a little bit apprehensive, as we talked about last week, that we had sent out a bunch of invitations for this Christmas show. A lot of the people that have been involved with the show over the years, and all the family, and sometimes at a family Christmas function, you might have two members of the family that maybe have a bit of tension. And this room is feeling a little tense to me right now, but I've been told that everything is good, and we're going to talk about this. About over a year ago, Sean, do you remember the videos that were surfacing on our website?
I do. Those were a little bit different. I'm being very nice about that.
It started with a video from Ian Meadows, the brother of Isaac Coney Funk Meadows, who is in studio with me right now. Isaac, want to say hello to Sean? It's been a while.
How you doing, Sean, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm like I usually am, about halfway to 3 sheets in the wind there, brother.
Oh, jeez, it's art. You're behind. It's 3 o'clock. What the hell?
I've been up all night, brother.
Yeah, and it all started with, again, a video by his younger brother. It was a video that was made out of concern on the surface, but I think a lot of our fans and a lot of the people within the war zone and even family members that had reached out to me, they felt that the video was maybe made to ridicule Isaac due to a few photos that came out. And I want to give Isaac the floor right now to explain the photos in question that have started this whole controversy, because they surfaced shortly after Halloween. I think most people that know you kind of put it together. And it was you in drag, right?
Well, yeah. There's something in my brain. Y'all know that I'm kind of fucked up. Sorry for swearing. Y'all know that I'm kind of crazy. So when I got a chance to dress up for Halloween, my girlfriend's birthday is right before Halloween. She always does a dress-up party. I like to go all out, be the center of attention. So that year she did the C-word party. Not C-word like y'all are thinking. C-word as in dress up with anything that starts with a C. So I went as Cher, and my girlfriend went as Chaz Bono. And it was pretty funny. But yes, awesome. I did wear gold chains and had people putting lipstick kisses on my ass and had 2 different wigs on that night.
And you were probably hammered, right, by the way, for that whole experience?
Well, yes. The Cher was my girlfriend's birthday, and then Halloween, I dressed up like Kurt Cobain in drag. And those were the pictures that surfaced with my blonde hair. But, I was still pretty twisted, and I don't regret anything. I just think they used these photos in a very, very misleading kind of way.
Yeah, and I think, again, most people that know you kind of figured that one out, considering they surfaced, a month after Halloween.
Yeah.
It doesn't take brain surgery. But, again, the video was made, and a lot of people that were close to both of you said it's just Ian being Ian, right? Yeah. He's just got a wacky kind of sense of humor. And it's not anything that he's doing to, besmirch his brother's name. He's just fucking around. He was saying that you were suffering from some kind of, mental illness, and that this was causing you to cross-dress. Now, I kind of took exception to that because I don't think that cross-dressing is necessarily a reflection of mental illness. It's a preference. But, again, when you saw that video from your brother, what were you thinking? Because I can tell you what I was thinking, what the war zone was thinking. What were you thinking? Did you know it was all a joke? Were you offended?
Well, I wasn't really offended because I just assumed my brother, we're always going to be good. So when these came up, I just took it as nothing. And I was so busy with work. I was living in Toronto, too, which is why I think there was confusion. My brother, we weren't really talking a whole lot because I was away from home. So all he saw were pictures, and he might have pieced them together in his own brain and just made up what he thought was going on with me while I was away, which wasn't necessarily the truth.
Sean, your opinion, when you saw the video, the very first Ian Meadows, did you think it was a joke, or were you a little offended?
I didn't know whether to be offended or be a joke, because I looked at it and went, okay, it's brothers. It could be anything. But my weird question is, if it's meant to be a joke, why are you putting up on such a large public forum that directly affects Comey? And those led me to think there was something to it.
And let's face it, there's a lot of naive people out there. No disrespect to any of our listeners. But there's people that can kind of be worked, let's face it.
Yeah.
And you could make something that's a joke, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you have all these people that now hate you, and they're calling you vicious, and why did he do it in public? And meanwhile, it's all a joke. So I can kind of relate to that. But the next video was the one that really got people talking, and it went from being something that we looked at as a joke to maybe something that I think a lot of people were actually feeling was kind of dark. And it was the video involving the gentleman sitting to my left, and his name is Michael Pignataro. You haven't heard from him in over a year, folks, but here he is right here on War Weekly. Mike, thank you so much, first of all, for having the courage to come here and face this situation once and for all.
No problem, yo. It's what I do.
I know. Mike's a laid-back guy for those that don't know him, and, he really does kind of just have it all just rolls off of him, let's put it that way. So I don't even know maybe if Mike remembers what was going on in his head at that time when that video was made, but first of all, Sean, before we go over to Mike, what did you think of the video of Mike where he was taking the medication and You know, saying that he was going to save, almost like he was like some kind of savior. He was going to come and save Coney Funk from himself.
It sounded very much, and we weren't seeing these at the time, but when I think about it now, we're a long times, and it reminds me of what we saw later on with Bray Wyatt. And that's the wrestling analogy that I could make to it is, you know, I would think Mike must have thought, you know, his friend's in trouble, you know.
So you were buying it. Like you no longer thought, okay, this is just friends fucking around.
Well, Mike seemed much too intense for it to be a joke.
Yeah.
I commend you on your acting, sir, if that's what it was.
Yeah, no, I know. And again, Mike is himself. If Mike was an actor, he would be John Wayne. You know, you just play John Wayne in every single movie. Next movie, he's still John Wayne. Then he's John Wayne. You give him a different name, but he's still John Wayne.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of Mike. Like, he's always himself. And that was a perfect example, you know, about with that video. Now, Mike, first of all, I want to ask you the real question. We want to cut right to the chase here with one thing. Did Ian Meadows put you up to that? Did his video influence you to make the video? I just want to know exactly, like, was there any correlation between you two?
I would say yes. I think he was the influence, but subconsciously, maybe some other things came out. I remember seeing it and thinking it was just Ian being Ian doing crazy shit, and I was like, yo, I want to get in on this. And when those pictures came up, I didn't...
Like, you weren't buying those as real, were you?
I don't know. Part of me was a little, but mostly no. I didn't think those were real, but at the time, as you know, I had some personal problems. I started taking medications, so I thought I would release a video kind of spoofing Isaac, like, you know, you putting these pictures out. What are you trying to do with those pictures? Like, I don't understand what your angle is. I don't know why they'd get released. How did Ian get a hold of those? Unless they were made public via Facebook or Ike sent them to Ian, but I don't think that happened, so I wouldn't think if Isaac had actually a serious problem, he would put pictures like that online. And yeah, my whole video was just like, you know what, I'm going through fucked up shit. Your shit is nothing. Which, at the end of the day, I would say was satirical, but obviously I got a little bit more passionate than what I anticipated, and it shook the people.
It did. I mean, I don't know if you guys even know this. I've gone through times of having depression. I've been on antidepressants myself at times in my life. And I will say this about antidepressants. They can make you do some things that you probably wouldn't do in your right mind.
Yes, and at the time, I guess I thought it would be kind of humorous. You know, we'd get a laugh out of it, but then it was taken to such a serious level that I kind of confused the lines between wrestling, audio revolution, and life, you know? And I know that's probably something all of us on the show struggle with.
Oh, I know I have, right, Sean?
Yes, certainly. I think we all have at different points.
Like, just two guys coming on here talking about grown men oiled up play fighting in their underwear. It's gotten pretty personal at times.
Yeah, certainly.
And I can't tell you why. Because it's not very big of a deal on the greater scheme of things. But for those, you know, to kind of... This is what I just took from what Mike said. And again, you gotta respect this guy for his candid comments, right, Sean?
Yes.
He's giving it to you 100. Okay?
Absolutely.
And what I got of what he just said was that he was going through a hard time. He saw what Ian did, Ian's video that he made. He got a kick out of it. Maybe believed it a little bit, but more than anything just was like, oh, this is fun, I want to get... Because how can you not see Ian's video? As cool as it was with the video, the black and white, the cutscenes, the fades, all these things, right? His voice, talking in the Jack Nicholson voice. That whole thing. How do you not see that and think, this is the coolest guy walking? And I want to be just like him. So Mike tried to do something similar to kind of spoof that video, and maybe it was just a situation of taking a joke a little too far, right, Mike? Did I get that right?
Yes, I think that's totally fair to say, and I just want to, right here, apologize to Isaac from the bottom of my heart. I truly, truly apologize if you felt any mental or physical strife because of this. You know, it got too personal, or if things got misunderstood because that wasn't my intent.
Isaac, are you willing to accept Michael's apology? And have you guys, put all that stuff behind you? What do you think?
Well, this is the thing. Since the time off has been happening, we've both moved home, and we see each other, and we hang out. It's always been the cloud hanging over. We're men. We ain't going to bicker about stuff. We're friends.
Well, you've known each other, how long?
Probably since Mike was 4, 5. I was 6.
Wow.
So we used to play basketball together next door at his house.
Yeah.
We never let him shoot the ball, though.
No.
Because he was younger than me.
Yeah, exactly.
People, we've been hanging out. It's not like we don't talk or there's, but there is still that in the background. So I just want to say, yes, I do accept your apology, Mike, and I hope that we can move forward from this because, I want to come to you if I do feel this stuff and I feel like if I was going to cross-dress again or with mental health or anything, I want to come and talk to you. So this is really cool that we've squashed this.
And again, I don't think that one work to shoot promo from Mike should end a 15, 17-year relationship.
No, there's no way.
I don't know. I said 15, 17. I don't know how long that is from the age of 5 and 6.
Basic math is hard, man.
It is. It's hard. But just before we get out of here, and again, that's great, guys, and I'm feeling that it is Christmas. This is the time for forgiveness. This is the time for the Christmas miracles.
Right.
Things that you wouldn't maybe have expected could happen are happening. But before we get out of here, I just want to say there was one more video that was made. And this was actually the video that caused me and Sean to say, that's the sound of me, tearing up the script. And, we basically said, okay, enough is enough. And that was Ian's second video, which was quickly removed, actually, from YouTube.
Yeah.
And it involved him with a gun, a completely different approach than the first promo, which was still quite loving, basically yelling at the people for talking about you. Basically saying, I'm going to beat your ass for talking about my brother. The second video was different. He's now saying in the second video he's going to snatch you up by the G-string and drag you to help. Is this all still a rib? This didn't bother you? You were cool with the second video as well?
No, I know my brother, and when he's a very passionate young man. So when something like this happens, he doesn't know how to react to it. He says things that he doesn't mean. That's nothing to me anymore. At the time, it was kind of alarming.
But especially the part where he's snapping his head around like Linda Blair from The Exorcist saying, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself.
See, I didn't take the go fuck yourself as directed directly towards me. I took that as directed towards everybody.
The people that we're talking about.
Right, so I actually liked that part. I thought that was really well done. The part about my G-string snatching me up to go to help, that's just my brother's way of saying he wants to help me. So regardless of the fact that he said he was going to snatch me up by my gotchis, I still dug through that and knew that he's talking about helping me. Regardless of all the bullshit, he's still my brother. He's going to help me out. And I would expect him to rip me into help with a G-string if I was, on the edge, which I wasn't, for the record.
Yeah. So, okay, me and Sean, following that video again, we decided enough is enough. And no more Ian Meadows. That was the exact words out of Sean's mouth. No more Ian Meadows.
We're done with that.
And I think I don't want to just put on Sean. I said the same thing. You're right. No more.
Yeah.
Is it a matter, though, if we wanted to move forward? Because he's so entertaining. Right? And Mike, again, you said you were completely inspired by his video.
100%.
So my question is it just this kind of situation where we need to know what we're getting? We can't, be naive to the fact that this is Ian, it's who he is, this is what you're going to get if you want it, and just kind of try to rein him in a little bit when he goes too far? Is that what we would have to do if we wanted to work with him again?
You have to expect that if you're going to do an interview with Ian, that it's going to be like a shoot video with the Ultimate Warrior in like 7 or something. Like it's the real shit, and he's only going to give it to you real. And that's what you got to take. You have to be open to accept what he's going to do because he's a live wire.
He's only got one gear, and it's hard in the paint.
There you go.
Well, I don't know, Sean. What do you think? Should we maybe give him a second chance? He is entertaining.
We might want to think about it and see where Ian is now. If all the if everything has been cleared up, I don't see any harm in it. We'll have to see what happens.
I want to do another video. Like we might have to throw some money at him or something. He's a businessman.
Well, believe it or not, he had the highest rated YouTube videos of anything on the Wrestling Audio Revolution channel. Does this surprise you, Mike?
Not at all, man. He's like the Fred Norris of our little radio thing, man. You don't know he's there, but when it gets pointed out, man, he's the funniest guy in the room.
Oh, the two-tone army, too, man. Once he's on board, they're just right there. So he had the highest rated videos of anybody. He also had the highest rated episode of Force Feed Live.
Yes.
When he appeared with Paul Brownell. Both of them appeared on that episode. And Paul Brownell, let me just ask you this. Any hard feelings regarding what he said? Because of everything that was said.
What did he say?
He said something about one time when you guys were out partying. He ended up going into the stall because he had to take a piss. And he saw you there, but you weren't taking a dump. You were pissing, sitting down.
Kind of sorry to say, but I accidentally walked into him in the bathroom there. And, well, he was sitting down. He wasn't pooping. I'll just put it that way.
I just want to know if there's any hard feelings regarding some of the things that he said. He also said, believe it or not, it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time. Now it's hilarious. Now that you're saying it's just who they are. But the part about having laundry, you had some laundry that you brought home from the city.
And I noticed a few articles of clothing. Thought maybe his girlfriend was here, but turns out she was back home.
And what were these articles of clothing that had you a little bit concerned? Just out of curiosity.
Bra, panties.
Well, I haven't even seen Paul since then. I've heard he stopped by my parents' house a few times, but I haven't even seen the guy. So as far as that goes, Paul can suck my dick.
Absolutely.
I think Paul doesn't even know what he's talking about. I think he was just trying to keep up with my brother, because he saw Ian in the limelight. Paul's just running his mouth to be cool with Ian. I got no love for Paul Brownell. That's still up in the air. But he's just trying to be cool, trying to be captain in the Mahoney army. But it ain't gonna happen.
Because his arms are too short to box with God.
No, his fucking knuckles drag on the ground. His mouth breathing motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, we wish you a very happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year from all of us at Wrestling Audio Revolution. Check us out at WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. Check us out on the Spreaker Web Radio Network. Luigi Tyrone, Merry Christmas. Check him out on WrestlingAudioRevolution.com, the DJ LT Dance Party Show. Also his video vlogs. Bald Thoughts, always very entertaining, a very passionate man. He's not afraid to get fired up when that camera's running. So Merry Christmas to him. Check him out. Merry Christmas to the brothers at Fedcast. Thank you for the exclusive WWE versus Christmas feature that you did, which was very entertaining. Always love listening to those guys, and wish them nothing but success in 2017. Check them out also at WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. Isaac Meadows, who is a father now. Since that audio you heard, I mean, he has become one hell of a dad to his young son, Jack, who's just over a year old now. So Merry Christmas to him and his wife. He's also gotten married to his longtime sweetheart, Kate. So hello, Kate. Mike Pignataro, wish you nothing but the best. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. And tell your dad we said hello as well. And to my former co-host, Sean Cunningham. And love you, man. And I miss doing these shows with you. And sometime in the future, I'm sure we'll be back on the air together. Shotgun Shan, who is my blood brother, I will be seeing you this holiday season with your kids, with my daughter. It's going to be a heck of a good time. And hope to be on the air with him as well. Maybe joining the run-in show once again. I had a lot of fun returning to the airwaves with them a couple weeks ago, so hopefully we can do that again. And once again, just want to encourage all of you, the week of January the 4th, I will be doing my very first The New Japanophile. That is going to be the newest program here on WrestlingAudioRevolution.com and Spreaker. But it's been fun going back and reliving some of these great moments, and I think it's time we end it with another song to close it out. This was me last year, Inoffensive Studios, in front of the force field, performing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. He's coming to your town, and I hope he's good to you. Merry Christmas, everyone, from the Grime Minister. All right, once again, let's give it up for our band. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, here we go. Here comes Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus.
Here comes Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, boy, loves you just the same. Santa knows that we're God's children, that makes everything right. Fill your hearts with the Christmas cheer, 'cause Santa Claus are coming tonight. So come Santa Claus, come Santa Claus, ride down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out, it's a Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the line. Let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus are coming tonight. 'Cause Santa Claus comes tonight. No, that's just right down to you. I think he's had one too many eggnogs.
But any Christmas wishes you want to send out right now, Sean, before we get off the air?
Well, first of all, I'm going to send out my wrestling Christmas wish, and that is that the Royal Rumble actually brings us something new and innovative, but I'm not so hopeful. Secondly, that the New Japan show is awesome, and that lots of our fans and fans of wrestling get to see it. And thirdly, I'm going to talk about people, and I send out all the best for Christmas and the year to come, 2015, to all our listeners, and most importantly to my co-host, yourself, and your wonderful family as well, who I've had the pleasure of meeting, and hope you'll have fun this Christmas.
Happy Christmas, or Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, Luigi Tyrone.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Justin, Radar, Richard Weeks, Monsieur Dangy, and Mean Matt Mazurkovich, Shotgun Shan, and Sean Cunningham. Everybody else puts this thing together. Again, did I mention Dev? Because he shares our shows a lot as well. So, Merry Christmas, Dev. I think it's...
Our now cast of thousands.
Do you think it's time, Sean? Do you think it's time I give them their present? Ladies and gentlemen, as your present for Christmas 2014, myself, Sean Cunningham, Shotgun Shan, and the rest of Wrestling Audio Revolution give you WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. It is now online as you're hearing this. Check us out at WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. You know it's been coming. You know we've been working on it for a long time. And again, it's up right now. So as you finish this show, go up on WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. I think this show will already be up there by the time you go. And I said you want to check out CM Punk's laying the verbal smackdown on Michael Landsberg. You can check it out there. Go to the news section. I think it's one of the top posts. You can listen to all of our podcasts on there from now on, WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. Videos from the past and future videos that we do will be uploaded on this site as well. And again, you guys can interact with us on a whole other level. All of the specials, the Christmas specials, Old School War with Richard Weeks, the epic blow-up episode, Sean, the season finale that we had where you and I had a little schwerk.
We did.
And all kinds of great things. My retirement show from Force Feed Live, that was about a Terry Funk length retirement. And again, this is going to be the new place to go. So Sean Cunningham, quickly, can I get a few thoughts on this present I've just given to the Warzone, WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. You've been on, you've checked it out. What are you thinking about the way it's looking so far?
I'm very excited. I know we've talked about this for a long time, and I'm happy that our fans will have a place to go to hear what we're doing, to hear our thoughts on the world of wrestling. More than happy to share them. I want you to share your opinions with us as well. No, everything lays out very nicely and looks very sharp and very crisp, and very, very happy to see it happen. We, like you said, we worked for a long time.
2008, my friend.
Yes.
Speaking of which, you can check us out on Twitter now. We have a brand new Twitter account, which is Warzone, that's all of you, Warzone 2008, which was the year that this show started. So check us out on Twitter, check us out on Facebook, as you always do, Spreaker Web Radio, too. And now, Merry Christmas, because you have WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. You have the WWE Network, you have NewJapanWorld.com, and now, WrestlingAudioRevolution.com. So Sean Cunningham, say Merry Christmas to the entire Warzone.
Merry